to have the American Medical Association insist that it be reconsidered and removed from there. That's about the biggest step so far, I think.
It's a good step, yes.
And then the town of Breckenridge, Colorado, home of Larry Hayden, has fully legalized marijuana for all citizens. You can carry an ounce around with you.
That's
no
even
harm.
a better step.
And in Portland, Oregon, last week or the week before, they opened the first coffee shop in the United States.
Yes,
so that was quite a
only
step
for
forward.
medical patients.
Well, yeah, well, we're all.
And you have to pay more than $250.
I stand with Dennis Perone when he said that all marijuana use is medicinal. In the kind of society they got in the United States, everybody's sick to begin with from the greed and the idiocy and the surrounding with Britney Spears and 50 Cent and all that shit. The terrible movies, the Shreks and all that stuff. They're just pounded down with little bags of pulp. And to have a joint and to maybe turn off the TV set for a couple of hours. What the hell? And have a couple of joints, and maybe you'll get an idea. And if there's one thing America needs today, it's ideas. Because they've stomped them out. Out. You're going to prison. They put Tommy Chong in prison. I said Cheech and Chong. They put Tommy Pong and Chong in prison for selling bongs. What kind of shit is that?
It's insanity.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Of course, George W. Bush was their president, so that was nuts right on
That was under Ashcroft, wasn't it?
Yeah, Ashcroft.
Insanity, yeah.
Ashcroft, he was a snake handler. He came from a primitive religious background.
Oh man, that's messing people up for real.
I mean, I believe in freedom of religion more than the next guy, but don't make me do it. You believe in whatever you want to believe in, I'll believe in what I want to believe in. I won't make you believe in what I believe in. Don't tell me what to do. That's what I like about Holland, really, because as much as these idiots in the government throw their weight around and rattle their sabers about sin and drugs and prostitution.
They wrote the old way of Calvinism. Scary shit.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, when I first came to Holland, as a guest of the Cannabis Cup, as a matter of fact, I was the high priest in 1998. That was my first trip here. You know, and I asked people, I said, well, I'm from Michigan. We have a city in Michigan named Holland. And all the most right-wing Christians, they call themselves Dutch Reformed. They've got whole towns there. And I said, well, what about those people here? And they said, well, we sent them all to America. But they missed a few because they got them now. They're part of the government. That's why they're always trying to shut stuff down.
It's funny enough. I sometimes when I look at our own politics, I think that these are the only people left that are still like interested in politics, because you need to be a bit like of a psychopath to begin with.
Sort of a Newt Gingrich figure as Peel.
I don't know, politics. You know, it's for sociopaths. Yeah, normal people don't do that, but they still find those people. You know, they want to do it. They love to do it. They love to tell other people, like, you know, don't do this, don't do that.
And if they can't find them in the ranks of the regular people, they recruit them from the prison guards.
Oh yeah.
Like Rita.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, politics is so messed up. It's hard to think about it without like either going insane or getting purely sarcastic.
Well, you can only retreat so far because they reach down into your home and come after you and pluck you out and, you know, force you to deal with these idiotic questions. When you've been, as you or myself have been sent to prison for getting high, You know you're dealing with a bunch of total maniacs. Why would somebody send someone to prison for getting high? The psychology of that is beyond perception. I don't get it.
Here in Holland, before the doodbeleid, I was young when that time was still going on. That was before Van Acht, the Minister of Justice, designed
Why don't you tell
intolerance.
them the story of how did it happen?
Well, anyway, they still arrested people, and one of those people was me at a certain time. What they did was, after they took you from your home and in the police station, they had this detective coming in your room and going like, and why do you think you're in here? So I said, I don't know. You solved all the burglaries, perhaps, yeah?
Needed something to do.
And he left. He put me in a cell that was like in the early 70s. And 4 hours later, they just came and let you out, and you had to sign a paper, and they let you go away.
No charge.
Yeah, they let me paint in a old folks' homes, paint some rooms there for
Community service.
community service, yeah, for a few weeks in those days. But that stopped after they did the gedoodbeleid and the tolerance policy.
Well, even today in the United States, if you're found and convicted with marijuana possession, you have to take drug tests, and you have to go to treatment programs for your marijuana problem.
The funny thing is, in Holland,
That's
they
some funny shit to me. I'm glad I don't have a job because I would never pass the drug test.
you heard the
All
story.
the jobs I've ever had, you have a drug test, they say, do you have any joints? And if you got a joint, you get the job.
You ever heard the story about when they talked about it here in Holland, about a drug test? So they were talking about introducing it here. And the police union protested. They said, no, we can't have that. I kid you not. So the police union was very much against it, because if people get drug tested, they would get drug tested too.
Right.
So, and then that somehow made the rest of the government think, because if the police get drug tested, maybe they have to get drug tested too. So then they dropped the whole idea, and they thought like it's a bad idea. So we didn't get it.
There was a funny twist on that in the city of Detroit in the late 80s. There was a police precinct on the west side of Detroit, the 10th precinct, that was found to be heavily involved in the heroin trafficking, that they controlled it, in fact. So there was a big scandal. And as one of the results of the scandal was that people were clamoring that there should be drug tests for the police, so that you could tell right away if they were involved in something wrong. Well, of course, the police have a very strong union there, and the union said, well, no, why would they get drug tested and not everybody else? So they filed a suit in court saying that the city of Detroit was going to have drug testing for any employees. All employees must be tested. I found out about this because I was offered a job at the Detroit Council of the Arts as the editor of the city's arts magazine. But I would be an employee of the city of Detroit, and I would have to take a drug test. And I said, take a drug test to edit an arts magazine. If you want to see if I'm taking enough drugs to do the job right, what is the purpose of this? And I found out